woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, yeah.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Indianapolis Colts. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff is right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium, which opened back in 2008 here in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3 quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
Jones throwing on first down. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
Set. Green.
Throwing on first down. Jones. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Set. Green 39.
On 2nd down, Mitchell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Time to look at the defensive starters for the New York Giants. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run That's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brooks. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. At a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on. We know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field, and when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
They'll run it with Jackson. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. As far as defensive starters go, here they are for Indianapolis. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
That defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And now the spin. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions and not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A look at the numbers for Sharp a week ago. 6 catches, 94 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call, he's going to be upset. He thinks he should be open on every snap in this game.
Throw left side complete to Sharp. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. First trip to the red zone for the Giants. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Now let's go.
From the gun, here's Moon. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. A play fake. Now Moon. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Chris Long in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Green, 39. Green.
Out of the gun, it's Moon. Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. From the gun on 3rd down. Move. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Now is Vinatieri as he'll try the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Now let's go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
All right, here we go. 3.
On the run, this is Jackson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on third downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 20. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he finds a man on the crossing route. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So 1/4 in the books on a cold December afternoon. 3-3 the score. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90.
Off the play fake. Jones. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And a loose football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And the Giants ready to come out now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Here's Moon. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do.
Here we go now.
Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And he comes back with one complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Now let's go. Green.
On the ground, this is Jackson. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But if the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now it's Jackson. Shelling through the defense. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Now a first down throw, Moon. And it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
To throw again. Moon. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Giants are in for 6.
A lot of times when you take a tight end in later rounds, you're doing it with a little bit of hope, some potential. But not so with this guy. They believe he can really make an impact in the red zone, and he definitely makes good on that faith right there.
Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and the lead is now 10-3. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Keeps himself upright. An incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Here we go now. 3-19.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On 1st and 10, Moon. Space to maneuver at the 40. Wide open receiver complete. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does. Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Moon. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
The Giants on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
Operating from the gun. Moon. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
On 1st down, it's Moon. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still first down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Now let's go. 3-19.
And they'll go on the ground. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. To throw, Moon. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert?
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Vinatieri now for the point after. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Colts on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19.
Green 39. Green 39.
Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. New York set to take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
first down. Moon. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This quarterback now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down.
3-19.
From the gun, Moon. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on third down, Moon. And that will be incomplete as well.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys always taught find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up second down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Jones now to throw on second down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Jones on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Here we go now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. On third down, Jones. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The Colts send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. 14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now out come the Giants. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. Their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Move. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year, and it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's complete to Sharp. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On second down, here's Moon. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still second down.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Boom.
Operating from the gun. Moon. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. In for the score. And the Giants add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
Here's Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Able to find Harris complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one for Indianapolis resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now they try the right side here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
All right, here we go.
Off play action. Jones into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now.
Here we go. Green, 39.
To throw on 3rd down. Moon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Green, 39.
They run again with Harris. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
This is Harris. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Jones now looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still third down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Jones operating from the gun to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
The Colts send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And New York set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Let's go. 3-19.
Play action. It's moved.
3-19.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Set. Green 39.
And they'll run it here. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The Giants on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9.
Let's go. Green.
From the gun. Moon. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you have 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. That is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Harris, and an alley to run. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Here we go now.
On third down, that's Harris. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. There's just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Boom, line it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Flushed out right. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On third down, that's Harris. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
3 down. Now let's go. 3 down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Giants are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And New York set to take the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. On the give, this is Dorsett. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Off play action. Moon. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
The Giants on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. 3-19.
Off the bootleg. Moon. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play there for Indy. 45 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator is looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. On 1st and 10, Jones. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing.
Now Jones operating from the gun. And this is going to be caught along the sideline. Nicely done, but right at the line of scrimmage. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down.
Let's go.
But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no mistake.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's Vontae Davis, the Pro Bowler, in on the stop. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession.
And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Jones now throwing on first down. Throw left side complete. It's Brooks. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Jones to throw on second down. This will be caught just inside the 10. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on third down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Operating from the gun, Jones. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? This is Harris. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. From the gun, Moon. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. offense gets ready to head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Throwing on first down, Jones. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Now Jones to throw on third down. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Jones now throwing on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. Some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Still second down.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
Again, it'll be Dorsett. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Giants, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.